If a signal is malfunctioning or not working right, it would be a good idea to stop your train. However, not all trains stop for these signals, either by misreading or misunderstanding them. And this accident also sparked influence to install positive train control. This is the story of the Amarillo train collision. On September 25, 2013, a BNSF double-stack train had departed Amarillo, Texas, heading east. The engineer and conductor were on duty at 1:20 a.m. There were three engines on the train, with ES44C4 6746 leading and 6870 trailing, with Dash 9 4105 as a DPU. A second double-stack train was set to follow the first one, and also left Amarillo at 3:50 a.m. The crew had gone on duty at 2:05 a.m. There were two engines on the head end, both ES44 DCs, with 7891 leading and 7587 behind it. The third and final train, a bare table, departed Wellington, Kansas, heading to Amarillo for a crew change. Four engines were at the head end, with ES44C4 6943 leading, ES44DC 7837, ES44C4 6781, and finally Dash 9 4129. The first train stopped at a red signal near milepost 541.06 on Main Track 2. The second train was meant to stop at least a mile behind the first one. It passed a yellow signal and then saw a dark signal, but didn't stop. The engineer of 7891 saw something, but didn't know what it was. He found out in one of the worst ways ever. It was another train. He pulled the emergency brakes, but disaster was inevitable. The second train rear-ended the first train at milepost 542.5. Many cars derailed from both trains and piled up onto the adjacent track. Unfortunately, the westbound train was coming on Main Track 1. The crew of 6943 saw the derailed cars and pulled the emergency brakes. "6943 trips over the container cars and derails. The scene was absolute turmoil. The engines from the first two trains derailed but remained upright. 6943 was found on its left side with the frame bent. There were container cars piled everywhere. The four crew members were injured and treated at local hospitals. The NTSB determined the cause of the crash to be the crew of 7891 for failing to follow the requirement to stop and proceed at restricted speed when encountering a dark signal, because if an engineer sees one, he has to treat it like it's a red one and stop. A positive train control system was not active when this accident occurred. A PTC system would have warned the engineer in the locomotive cab of the upcoming restrictive signal. If the engineer had not responded, the PTC system would have automatically applied the brakes and stopped the train. In the end, only 6943 was scrapped. The others were taken to the Topeka repair shop and put back into service. Positive train control has been implemented on most mainline tracks. However, some sections are still in the testing phase. Hopefully, train crews will know what to do when they see a dark signal and prevent another wreck like this from happening ever again.